I mean, like limited choice. Like, just give me like Hershey's or Ghirardelli. Like I can't deal with this variety thing. I can't take that at all.
Yeah.
And then the world wants to know why are you still here? Like you're staring at you're in the aisle at the grocery store, for example, and you're staring at things. And you're getting the look. Like people get irritated because they want to get in there.
Yeah.
But I'm like, there's 16 different varieties of mustard.
What do you want from me?
Right? We've talked about the mustard thing, but it applies to all sorts of situations. When I was a kid at the dentist, and you get to go to the little toy chest at the end of the dentist trip, and you open this up, and they're like, take any toy you want. And then they want to pry me away. They're like, come on already. Already.
This is big stuff. You gotta evaluate. You gotta weigh. You gotta compare.
You just let Charlie into the chocolate factory, and you're telling him he's got to decide on what he's going to take home.
Pick a food.
Like, you know what I mean?
I can't do that.
If they just said, the only
cup
thing you
flowers, or do I get the big chocolate balls that you can kick and kind of float around? Whatever those are.
What?
The chocolate factory. That's what we do in the chocolate. They got the flowers that are the little teacups.
I'm still thinking that you're at the dentist and you're like picking up chocolate
maybe
balls.
That too,
I'm like, what kind of dentist is this? Like,
it says a damn good dentist is what that is.
Dentist who wants to stay in business.
Well, that's for sure. There's some money under the table between Wonka and the Dentist Society.
Good job today. No cavities. Have some chocolate balls.
Let's work on that, shall we?
Oh man, it's been a few tough
crazy
few
week.
Days, weeks, they run together. I don't know. It's crazy. It's been nuts. It's been nuts.
You've had quite the goings on over there.
Yeah, I'm a feast or famine kind of guy. I don't know about you.
Like, you're bored stiff for a week, or
no, it's not
you're
so
up
much
to your
bored.
eyeballs and things.
I'm rarely bored. I will always find something to do. I'm not one of those people who wanders around, or even like wanders around the house in slippers thinking, what should I do today? Whatever will I do today? Or somebody who just lays on the couch because they don't know, they're like paralyzed with not indecision, but like just the variety,
sort of
like
apathy.
the lack of options or something. No. For me, I can be one lazy mofo. Like I can be crazy lazy if I let myself get there. Like and by lazy I mean like I'm a man of excess also. Like so I will go all in with just about anything. Like anything. So if I launch, like I haven't touched, I'm kind of on like I don't know if they have like an AA for Xbox people or not, but like I'm kind of
they probably do actually.
I'm like I don't need it apparently because I haven't touched my Xbox since I was gonna say since we moved to Florida. I think that's not true, but it's close to true if not true.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, I think actually it's true. I don't think I ever hooked it up. And that's because my kids, they'll start playing a game of some sort and then they'll get me into it or, whatever. And then I'm in, like Sea of Thieves, for example.
Oh yeah.
Oh my goodness. I went so far down that rabbit hole and I would play for hours. You'd lose yourself in hours and you're on the sea. You've never seen this?
I have not.
Oh my goodness. Like you get your own
Good stuff.
ship. You can, and if you're by yourself, you get like a smaller ship, but like it's like a little sloop or something. I don't know. And you're on the sea, and you have missions to go on and things, or you can just bother the heck out of all sorts of other people who are just trying to play the game and enjoy themselves. You could go try to sink them.
This is like an MMO kind of thing.
Yeah, and it's like it's not an infinite map kind of thing, but it's a ginormous map. And it's crazy. You can play and you can be at you can be at sea. Like you go, okay, I got to get from this island all the way on the other side of the map to this other island, right? You could be just at sea. There's no like fast forward. There's nothing.
So you just go.
But you also have to watch what you're doing, sort of, because I mean, you can set your course, right? But the winds do shift and things happen and stuff happens but you could just sort of be at sea for 20, 30 minutes.
Wow.
Yeah. So now, not only am I killing time in real life, I'm actually killing time in the game too. Pirate life. Right? Like, so when you think about that, that's when I say, okay, you know what, Jason? It's time to step away. Also, when I would play with my kids, I was kind of mean. I mean, I got
wipe them out.
Well, no, because we were like on the ship together, and
right, okay.
I'm like yelling at them, like they're incompetent fools. Like
you're the captain here. Yeah.
Oh, I would make a terrible captain. I mean, they'd listen to me probably, or they'd throw me overboard, but it was not pretty, so I couldn't play with them anymore. And they're so much better than me, and that's what makes it even worse. You know, like I'm yelling.
Well, you're yelling like wrong stuff at him.
He doesn't even know. He's such an idiot. You don't say this because they're too kind. They got too much of their mother in them.
Yeah, back. I think it was when I was doing my master's program. I got into The Sims just because it seemed like a fun little game.
Dude, you have no idea how often I like download and then subsequently delete it off my phone.
Right, because I was playing and I was making I was spending so much time watching this dude have a sort of boring, mediocre life, and I was like, well, then suddenly it dawns on you that you're one step removed from that, making that thing happen, and you're watching this dude have a life, and you're just sitting in a chair watching a computer. Like, he's doing more stuff than you are. You're like, oh, I gotta stop this.
What's sad is when you're like, the Sims dude's life is cooler than mine.
Right.
Like his life.
So look at that guy's TV.
I'm never leaving this. I think when I was a kid, there was this game on the Commodore 64 that was called Alter Ego, and it was one of those. I think it was pretty much a text-based game for the most part. Maybe there was a little bit of graphic interface or something, but you were born, and then you made decisions. A series of decisions, and then that determined almost like a choose your own adventure sort of thing, what would happen to you next. But you could very much these decisions built up upon themselves, and so they really became your personality, and also focused they just changed the eventual things that you could do later on in life. I mean, you could be a pretty crummy person if you wanted to. But I think those kinds of games, and The Sims is another one, others like them, I think that those are probably best for people who can't actually do the things that you're doing in the game. Like, I don't know. Like, for example, if we're playing Wii Sports, right? I enjoy standing up on the platform 100 feet in the air over the water, beating the crap out of somebody with these padded bats or batons or whatever they are, knocking them off or getting knocked off. That's fun.
Yeah.
Right? I will never do that in real life. That's where I have to do it.
Yeah.
I'm very good at frisbee golf in Wii Sports.
Okay.
I'm really good. Well, my kids would say different, but anyway. I know that in real life frisbee golf, no one would play with me.
I have never played frisbee golf before.
So probably you should stick to Wii Sports if you want to play.
Probably yeah.
We should do that one day. It's like, you can feel good about yourself.
Now I must have missed the edition of Wii Sports that has frisbee golf and whacking people with poles, because I had that original one.
I'm sorry. So it's Wii Resort. It's Wii Resort.
Oh, right. Okay.
Yes,
yeah.
it's Wii Resort, which is also it's a lot of sports and stuff, but it's like the best island in the world.
Mm-hmm.
It's the best resort. I mean, like you go there when the game's loading. I feel like I'm going on vacation. Like I get that same feeling like when you're like, you ever go on a cruise and you walk across the gangplank thing and you're the gangway. What is that called? Is it a gangway? Gangplank? I just mixed two words together.
The plank.
The plank is when you're leaving. Anyway, you go across this thing.
Well, you're leaving in reverse.
That feeling you get, you're like,
you're walking through that barrier
feeling
from normal life into vacation life.
It's Love Boat. We're on the Love Boat now.
Isaac, give me a Mai Tai or whatever they had back in the 70s.
Ooh, yeah, they still have those.
Yeah, but it's such a 70s drink.
You can get it now. What are the kids drinking these days, Isaac?
I got something called a mojito. I don't know if that's even remotely an Isaac voice.
Isaac's like, I don't have time for the chit chat. I have to 10 bar at every bar on this boat.
I am a multi-form mutant. And there's 17 of me on this ship right now.
No one ever asked Isaac that. Like, how is it you're at every bar that I am at? How is that possible? And you work every shift. You work every shift. I mean, the doc, he's in his little room half the time trying to hit on the patients. Who knows what the captain does? He just walks around with his eye socks. Gopher. He might be
Gopher.
I think that I do believe that Isaac has the hardest job. He's definitely the hardest working person.
Easily the fastest runner.
Because he gets
the bars.
I was like, I'm thinking, this is how bad it is. I'm actually ticking through the episodes. Like, wait, is it
Season 3, episode 4. That's it. We need, after we do our that convention for Gilligan's Island, we need to bring the Love Boat people in.
Can we just? I can't think we could probably just join them
probably
together.
To sort of merge it, yeah. Mm-hmm. Sort of a MegaCon kind of thing with we have Gilligan's Island.
Gilligan's Island.
You were talking on your show
Island,
today about a lot of
Love Boat.
80s sitcoms, Silver Spoons.
Yeah, well, I think you could I feel like the island ones you could group together. Because Gilligan's Island, Fantasy Island, Love Boat, they're all kind of similar.
Love Boat will go to the island.
Yeah. I don't know what else would be on that. Maybe.
That would be weird if they were all in the same universe.
They are on the same
universe.
Turns
out Fantasy Island is on the other side of Gilligan's Island. They've just never been over there.
Oh.
Because
you have to go through the
Gilligan,
cave.
The Skipper.
No, it's where they think the natives are coming from. That's actually somebody's fantasy.
Right.
Yeah.
Somebody has a native's fantasy.
Somebody has a cannibal fantasy. That's great.
And,
Shrunken head.
And Mr. Rourke is going to be like, this is going to be problematic. And Tattoo is like, it's not already.
Poor Tattoo. He's dead, right?
Yeah, Hervé Villachez. Yeah. Although the movie My Dinner with Hervé is amazing, where Peter Dinklage plays Hervé Villachez, and it's really good.
Well, how do I not know about this?
I have no idea, but
is it a Netflix thing? Is it a
no?
Is it Prime? Is it?
I don't know where you might be able to find it. It was a sort of
man.
I would have probably a limited release, but it was it was a feature film. And
what's it called?
My Dinner with Hervé. It's a take, of course, on My Dinner with Andre.
It's available
is
on
amazing.
Hulu. It's available on.
He's always
Hulu.
amazing.
Look at that, Andy Garcia's in it. Oh, he plays Mr. Rourke.
Oh yeah, he plays.
I
Ricardo Montalban.
Seems about right. Oh, I gotta see this.
Yeah, it's good stuff. Saw it on an airplane.
Well, that's like the perfect place to see a movie like that. You're like,
absolutely,
I'm not so sure
is.
about this. I'm on a plane.
Yeah. What else am I going to do? Watch something I've seen a million times on my iPhone?
Yeah.
And a lot of times I'll watch the thing I'm going to try and then go, no, I'm going to watch the thing I've seen a million times. I gave this a shot. I'm done.
There's movies. So, what is it called? Get Out.
Yeah. I still haven't seen it.
I own it. I haven't watched it yet.
Haven't watched it yet?
Nope.
Yeah.
I can't get myself into that place. Like where I want to watch it.
I've got one like that. I've got the Anthony Hopkins version of Titus Andronicus. And
yeah, that's just like Get Out.
I can't. Well, it's in the respect that I own it, but I have not watched it yet because I'm like, I don't know if I want to go there.
What did you call it? Titus Tickle the what? Titus
Andronicus. It's a Shakespeare play, you uncultured cad.
Titus. I know Titus.
Andronicus.
But, oh, man.
But it's just called Titus. The film is just called Titus, but it's Titus Andronicus.
Oh, man.
It's like if you called Romeo and Juliet Romeo.
Like, even Google doesn't. No, it's not like Romeo. You can't say it's like Romeo and Juliet.
I said if you just called Romeo and Juliet Romeo, that's the same thing here. The film is called Titus.
Well, Titus was an emperor, right?
Film of the play Titus Andronicus by William Shakespeare.
Wasn't Titus an emperor? Or is he just near the emperor? Like
he was Anthony Hopkins painted blue.
Oh my goodness, Titus. Titus Andronicus.
Yeah, that's the one.
Huh. I have never heard of this.
And I tried really hard with the Michael Fassbender Macbeth, but it was terrible.
This is as far as you could get from Get Out as possible. I don't understand. So Titus was an emperor.
Yeah. I'd imagine so. I don't know.
So I know the actual. I don't know the story, but like I know of like you say, Titus. I'm thinking he's an emperor, but I don't know like there's this Shakespearean play written like Julius Caesar wasn't enough.
Well, you get those people that want to be like
you had to keep going
Shakespeare hipsters, and they're like, but my favorite is Coriolanus, and you're like, oh, stop it. No, it's not.
Have I told? Did we talk about the History of Rome podcast?
No, we have not.
There's a podcast that I listened to so I listened to the whole thing.
Mm-hmm.
And it took probably 2 years, maybe at least a year and a half.
Doing pretty good for the history of Rome.
The thing is, Marcus. No. It was already finished. Like they had done the whole series.
Well, yes.
Okay, over a year.
We already knew how this one ended anyway.
I then listened to it almost exclusively. Like a solid year. I listened to maybe a handful of, certainly certain podcasts that will not be named. But this one I listened to almost exclusively for over a year, and I couldn't get enough of it.
It was good, huh?
Oh, it was so good. Now I'm worried
Who put it on? Like regular people, or was it a network?
No, there were robots.
Oh, there were robots. Oh, that's cool. I can see how that would be engrossing.
What kind of question is that?
Well, like we are not
they
NPR.
Were dead people. They were actually.
We're just regular dudes, but NPR and the History Channel and crap like that. Well, not the History Channel, because who wants to know about the pawn shops of ancient Rome?
So it was published. I guess the first one was published in July of. No, this can't be right. This can't be right because I was listening to this well after. I'm sorry, well before this. Oh, no, they must have Oh, yeah, okay, because it looks like 2013 is when it was out originally, maybe.
Okay.
No, that's not right either. That's not right either. That's when they launched something new called Revolutions. It looks. I have the order backwards in the way I use Downcast for my podcast listening.
Yeah.
I pretty much use whatever people don't like to use. That's what I use.
Right.
And so 2007.
7 is when they started.
Okay.
And so 13, you were looking at like the last episode, so it went from 7 to 13. Like you said you were looking at it backwards.
13. Yeah. And then it went right. So 2007 was episode 1, and looks like the final one, episode 179, was May of 2012.
Oh, 12. Okay.
So I squeezed 5 years into like this tiny little.
And how long is each podcast roughly? Kind of an hour, hangs around an hour, or?
Towards the end, they were like 30 minutes or so. In the beginning, looks like the average was probably average to like 20, 30 minutes, closer to 30. Yeah. Cool. So you can do the math. So if it's like,
I'm not going to, because
if it's, let's just say 22 times 179, that's 3,938 minutes, which would be 65 hours.
Okay.
So not terrible.
Not terrible, no.
Right. So so you can understand. Like, if I listen to it,
do you feel yourself pretty well versed on the subject now?
Here's the problem. No, I think I know. I know enough.
Well, there's 65 hours well spent.
No. I know enough that I could kick butt on like any kind of trivia game that brought up something related to the Roman Empire. Mm-hmm. I think on Jeopardy, I'd have a fighting chance of doing really well in that column. Mm-hmm. But the thing with Jeopardy is you have to remember names and stupid stuff like that.
Yeah.
You know?
And then you get the audio daily double, and then it's just screwed.
Oh, no, I would do well in the audio daily double.
Oh, yeah?
Oh, yeah. I'm good with that stuff. Although under pressure, it's a different
Roman
story.
Music, or I don't know what would be on that. What was the top 10 hit in Rome in 16 AD?
I'm trying to think of the name of that instrument. Was it like a lyre or something? Or
there's a lyre. There's a lute.
Like somebody's playing it on a lyre. I don't know what it sounds like. I just picturing something from History of the World Part 1. That's what I'm picturing.
Speaking of problematic.
Why did I talk about the history of Rome? Because you brought up Anthony Hopkins.
Yeah.
Yeah, you had to do that. Maybe I'll go back and start listening to this again. Because I have so much time.
Get a little stronger in the Jeopardy.
Well, I feel here's the thing. Like, I was so interested in it, and it was done really well. The beginning is a little. There's a few episodes that are dense because the guy just has to power through certain stuff. It's like I just have to. Like, a lot of it's told as a story. It's really well done, like lecture style, but still there's a story to it. But sometimes he just has to give you dates and names and set the stage, and it's like, but I don't know. There's something I feel like you have to know. You can't know too much about the Roman Empire, like the creation, like the height, the fall. Like there's so much to. There's so much we can learn, both kind of as society, but also personally. You think about like Marcus Aurelius and Stoicism, and I don't know if you've read any of what is that called? Is it called Meditations? Yeah. So like just that alone, right? Like it's life changing. One volume, one work by one emperor is potentially life changing.
Yeah.
Right. That's amazing. I mean, and so I think you can't really dive too deep into it. It's really interesting stuff, and I think there's a lot of things that are applicable to now. Anyway, that you can learn. Plus, there's a lot of, it's like Caligula, man. There's a lot of really interesting stuff that happened. You're like, wow, tell me more about that. Marcus, not you, but Aurelius, just hold on a second.
We'll get back to you.
Tell me more about your son.
Cal.
Because he was kind of, yeah. What happened with that? The heck was his son's name? His son's name was, oh my God. He was just like the worst. He was
what are you
like
talking about? It's,
his name.
well, isn't it Commodus?
Yeah, it was Commodus. History of the world. Yes. Commodus. Yeah, he was terrible.
I'm just going off a gladiator.
Actually, wait, right, I was getting ready to say Commodus is the same emperor that he was the emperor when Gladiator was way fictionalized, but the thing that wasn't fictionalized is that Commodus would pretend to be a gladiator.
Mm-hmm.
Can you imagine?
He apparently did rather well.
Well, yes, because you're getting and we're not going to talk politics. Okay, let's just talk reality for a second.
Okay.
Just before we recorded this, our dear president essentially flew himself home from the hospital. Like
now that would be fun if he actually flew himself home.
Here's the thing. And I'm not going to get into whether he should or shouldn't or anything. Let's just say I think it's probably safe to assume that if the doctors had it their way, he'd still be in the hospital.
Wouldn't have done that. Right.
I'm just saying.
Yeah.
Right?
Likely, you're correct.
But here's the thing. When the president is your boss, what are you going to do? He's literally the commander-in-chief, and you literally are in the military because you're at Walter Reed. You are a military doctor. So, yes, he's walking out. He's going to be driven over. He's going to get in the copter. He's going to go back to the White House. That's what he does because he's the president. If you're Commodus, just like the doctors don't say, I'm sorry, Mr. President, you're not going to do that. Do you think you're going to be the person who goes to actually puts a real gladiator out there with him? Or if
so the assertion then is that they didn't put him up against dangerous people.
No.
Not that they convinced the gladiators don't fight too hard. This is the emperor.
Oh, I'm sure they did that too, and they let.
See, I don't buy that would work.
Well, you think the gladiators wouldn't give? Look,
wouldn't give a rat's ass who it was, because you're asking them to go into battle against this dude that could kill them, and then they're supposed to go easy on him. There's no way a gladiator would do that.
No, but a gladiator
and you'd have the chance to assassinate
a gladiator could be poisoned and then stuck out into the arena.
Well, yeah, no, there's that. Yeah, absolutely. But
let's cut his Achilles and then stick him out there.
Achilles, I remember him. That's what they'd say. Cut his what?
I did this video this weekend about not about. It was a video of mostly World Showcase. I feel like Sam Eagle, it's a celebration,
but mostly America.
A celebration of all nations, but mostly.
You got a minute and a half.
This was a tour of all, a brief tour of all World Showcase pavilions, except Norway and Mexico.
Poor Norway and Mexico.
It's not their fault. I just ran out of battery.
You ran out of juice, right?
It just happens. It just freaking happens. It is what it is. I was such a happy person in the beautiful, meditative Chinese gardens, and it's drizzling. It's beautiful. Lily pads, little ripples, and then the battery dies.
A beautiful, serene death.
Guess that's it, baby.
And scene.
Anyway, I was there filming, and I filmed the fountain. It's like the Fountain of Neptune in Italy,
yeah.
right? Well, the thing is, that fountain is kind of like, it's not. I mean, it's like a whole bunch of stuff thrown together into one fountain.
Yeah.
Like, it's not really. It's, first of all, has nothing to do with Venice. You know, that's supposed to be St. Mark's Square and
Right.
No, the fountain doesn't exist in real life, right? It's not like a smaller version of some big fountain. It's more like a lot of the Baroque style fountains that you find in Rome.
Mm-hmm.
But Neptune, which Neptune, I'm trying to think. Neptune is Roman, right? The Greek equivalent of Neptune, I believe, was Poseidon, right? And also, where does Oceanus come in? Because isn't Oceanus also...
Oh, that was the airline in Lost.
I'm telling you, there's an Oceana or something. Anyway, Neptune's son...
Ulmo is the god of the sea in Tolkien stuff. Ulmo.
Okay. How do you say it?
Ulmo. ULMO.
I can't pronounce. My
there's
tongue
an
doesn't
umlaut over the U.
Oh, one of those things. Those umlauts.
Because there's an umlaut over everything in Tolkien.
Because why not?
Bilbo Baggins umlaut over the B. You try to pronounce that.
Anyway, Neptune's son was it
Aquaman.
I'm not looking. I think it's tight. I have that other name.
Namor.
No, it's why Google? Like any other time, I put Son of Neptune on. Like, and now it wants to give me some book called Son of Neptune. Like I don't. Just
sounds like something Aquaman like screams, like "Son of Neptune."
I mean, seriously, this is just silly. Triton is his.
Yes.
His son. Okay,
and he had a lot of daughters.
Phew. Oh,
we got
anyway. Well, Triton is the one that he was like a merman.
Yeah.
Right. He was a merman, and he would like.
The grand total of things I know about Triton come from Little Mermaid.
Oh, because of King Triton.
Right.
Right. Oh yeah, King Triton.
Mm-hmm.
That's a. How did I never put that together? Oh my god!
It's like, what was the season 5 that Phoebe is standing outside of Central Park? And she goes, after you get done at Central Park, you can go over here to Central Park. Oh, I just got that.
Okay. No, I mean like the Neptune. Okay. Anyway, so right, Triton, Neptune, right. But well, that's the other. Okay. So wait. So doesn't King Triton and Little Mermaid have a what do they call those little sausage forks? Those
Trident.
A trident.
Yeah, he had a big old trident.
But that wasn't. But
he'd blast the crap out of stuff with it.
Triton didn't carry a trident.
Well, you would think he would. But
he carried a conch or whatever it's called. Those shells.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
And he like blowing
it was like a horn. Yeah, it was like he was like a messenger thing.
If he had the conch, then he got to talk, and everybody else had to listen.
That's probably where it came from.
Yeah.
Conch.
I
like conch.
I think it's conch.
It probably is, but it's more fun to say conch.
Well, considering what happens to Piggy, it kind of makes sense.
His head goes conch.
Well, he gets conked on the head.
Yeah. Poor Piggy.
Yeah.
So I don't know where I was going with. I think my point is that they mixed it all together. They just blended it all. Because
squished it all.
Neptune's he's not a merman, but yeah, he's holding both the trident and the conch, and I don't know what's going on with that.
Yeah. Now I always kind of assumed that was there to kind of because I mean it's nothing like it, but only in so much as it's a creature from mythology and there's water. But it always seemed like that was supposed to kind of give you a little bit of a hint of like the Trevi Fountain. That's what always came to mind when I would see that.
That's the one that's like at the top of the steps.
Right. And it's like it goes down below like street level and you can see it. And
I always thought it was like up
big array. Well, it is that part, and then it goes down, and it goes even further down than the street, and so like everything around it's got like a barrier or whatever. You can look over into the fountain area, and of course, as with all things, you're supposed to throw things in it, and legend has it that blah. But I will tell you this: if you're looking at it, if you go all the way around to the right side of the Trevi Fountain,
a black Aggie thing.
Do what?
Is this like a black Aggie thing?
What is a black Aggie thing?
You don't know about... Okay, anyway, keep going. So you go around the other side.
We'll come back to that. You go around the right side, and you're looking at the fountain from the right side. If you turn around, you will see the greatest gelato place that has ever
it's nothing
been.
Like black Aggie.
It's called San Crispino, and it is... I think it is the source, like with a capital S, of all gelato everywhere. Really? It is like, I don't know, I think they invented it there or something because it is absolutely wonderful. And there's like, we were talking about the Keebler elves. There's like some kind of a gelato elf in the back who is like cranking the stuff out because they bring it out in these silver metal bowls. Like they've just made it. It doesn't come in any kind of a thing that came here by truck. Some artisan is back there. Michelangelo's super grandkid is back there cranking this stuff out, and it's amazing. The stracciatella is perfect. It is so good.
Yeah, that's an important thing for Michelangelo's great.
They're not doing the marble stuff anymore, so he had to move to something other kind of artisanal thing.
So Black Aggie, I'm worried.
I need to know what this is.
I'm worried now because like I haven't thought of this since I was a kid.
I'm interested to see where this goes.
And I'm a little afraid. I just remember like you would do something involved like it was like a spooky thing, and you had to be like in a dark room. Like you had to have, like how could you had to be in a dark room, but looking in a mirror. So maybe you had to have a flashlight or candle or something, and you would like say her name in the mirror. I don't know. It was like
this is crazy. Is this from your childhood, or is this something?
Oh God! Apparently, it's a Baltimore thing.
Oh, is it?
Yeah. Wow. It says here, this legend has evolved into a life of its own, and anyone who grew up in the 1960s in Baltimore can tell you their own personal experience with the legendary Black Aggie. Now, I did not grow up in the 60s, but apparently its residual affected me.
That's some staying power.
Apparently, there's like a statue or a monument in Druid Ridge Cemetery.
Druid Ridge.
That's named Black Aggie or...
For druids.
But I don't understand like what you did.
Stonehenge.
I think, and maybe it looks like, I think it was eventually removed. And what?
We're tired of people
She
going
was
out
donated
there.
to the Smithsonian, but was never displayed.
Oh, that's creepy. There's a warehouse somewhere that is creepy.
It seems she was passed around to a few museums before ending up in the storage in storage at the
next to the Ark of the Covenant.
National Museum of American Art. In 1987, she was placed in the courtyard of the Dolly Madison House, where she remains today. So she's in the Dolly Madison. This is weird, man.
Crazy. It's a little creepy.
This is weird. So I don't know what I don't remember what you're supposed to do. Apparently there were some yucky, not yucky, some not so nice things that happened at the statue itself, which is probably why they removed it. Anyway, now I'm kind of sorry. I looked it up. Now I have to scrub my internet history.
Yeah, you're on the list.
Great. Delete.
Ooh.
Delete. Yeah. Cache. Anyway, Black Aggie used to spook me. You would like look in the mirror and you would say your name. You would like repeat it, and then she would like supposedly appear behind you or something. I don't remember. That's what I thought you were going to tell me. Instead, I got gelato.
Well, I think gelato's better.
Certainly tastier.
Now, they may have the Black Aggie flavor of gelato.
Oh, can you imagine how spooky will that be? The day I go to that gelato place, I walk in there, and I look down at in the flavors, and it says Black Aggie.
You're from Baltimore. We have just the flavor for you.
They knew I was coming. So that feels like that would be like one of those Amazing Stories kind of endings or something, right? Or Twilight Zone.
Aren't they reviving Amazing Stories, or have they already?
They did, and it stinks.
Oh, it sucks. Oh, man,
Yeah,
it sucks.
the original was great.
Oh, absolutely. It was wonderful.
Actually, wait, hold on. No. I don't know that it stinks. They did. I think it might be the Twilight Zone that stinks.
Oh, yeah. Jordan Peele.
Yeah, it sucks.
Redid that. Yeah, I haven't seen any of those.
I've seen a few, and they're no good.
Oh, man.
They're no good.
Like the 80s one was good. Did you ever watch
John
that
Lithgow.
one? Yeah, well, there's the. Are you talking about him doing Terror 20 or 30,000 feet?
Yeah, I was thinking the movie.
Yeah, the movie. Well, they did a new series as well with new stories, and they were actually pretty good. You think of oh great, let's revive Twilight Zone. That's perfect. Yeah, that doesn't have "this is gonna suck" written right all over it. But their stories were really good. Mm-hmm. And I can think of a number of them that were just as kind of haunting as some of the original Rod Serling ones.
Black Mirror is pretty good.
Black Mirror is pretty good, and it's certainly the sort of spiritual successor of the original Twilight Zone, definitely.
Mm-hmm. I haven't watched that many of them, but the few that I have are good.
Twilight Zone is one on Netflix, I think, and like all of them. And
the originals?
Yeah, and that's an amazing. That's one that I really wish that Netflix had like a shuffle mode or whatever.
Oh, so you didn't just go one to
put
the
it
next.
on. Put it on.
Why don't they do that? Why can't I
It
shuffle?
seems like it would be a perfect thing.
What?
And you should be able to do playlists, kind of like on Spotify.
Why can't I do shuffle? I can't shuffle. Why can't I not? Well, Friends isn't on Netflix anymore, but when it was, I like shuffle Friends.
Exactly. When you've got a like you could do Frasier, anything that where you've got like
Frasier,
10 seasons of this thing. You don't, and if you sit there, it's kind of like you were talking about having way too many choices. Like, where do I start? Where do I, if I'm wanting to watch some Frasier for a while, if I want to watch a specific episode, okay, fine, I'll go find it and I'll watch it. But I just want some Frasier on, and I don't care where I start. But unless I start at the beginning, and you can only do that so many times until you've seen the pilot 20 billion times, then you have to like choose. But then you're like, well, I don't know. And it's terrible. You just hit the shuffle button and go.
No, that's exactly right. That's exactly right. I have that problem all the time. I have on YouTube because I have YouTube TV, so I've had it download every Friends.
Right.
But it puts it in order for you and everything.
Yeah.
So it's like having the DVD set now. So if I'm traveling or something, I can queue it up, but then I have to decide where am I going to start.
Right. Exactly.
Whereas if I was just like turning on, I don't know, they don't have it here, but back in Maryland they had MeTV. Like I would.
Oh yeah, they have it in Little Rock.
It's like that's the
There's
best.
some really good stuff on there.
It's the best. It's the best.
There's all
stuff.
kinds of great stuff.
But you just would pop into like, oh look. Well, here they have Cozy. I think you can get Cozy, or at least on YouTube TV, COZI. And it has some of that stuff that's pretty good. Like I maybe from time to time turn on the TV and the Munsters are on.
Yeah.
And I'll leave the Munsters on.
You want to watch some Andy Griffith Show?
I don't know that I would ever like choose the Munsters.
Exactly.
Scrolling through.
But since it's right there,
I'm just gonna watch it.
That's the same thing with this.
And then maybe the original Bob Newhart show comes on.
Oh, dude.
I
love me some Bob Newhart.
And I'm watching that. Or just having it on the background. That's the kind of show I'd love to just have on in the background. Because I could watch it, but I'm not necessarily going to get drawn in if I'm trying to do other things.
Right.
But I can hear it and I'll laugh every once in a while at something they say.
Mm-hmm.
I like that experience.
Yeah.
Why can't we have that? Why? I feel like okay, we've been through the days where there's only like 3 or 4 channels, and then half of the day there's nothing on anyway. It's a static or static.
Weirdest game shows you've ever seen in your life.
we get to the day where like we get tons of channels,
sharks.
but you're still a slave. It's still like Russian roulette in terms of what you're actually going to see, because you don't have any control over it. Then we started being able to record things for when we're not there to watch it. And then we could get to fast forward through commercials.
Yeah.
Right. That was fun. And then two beautiful things happened in the late 90s. The first was Tivo.
Heck yes, Tivo.
Which remains to this day. The Tivo that existed, and I don't mean in terms of storage capacity, I mean in terms of artificial intelligence and user interface. The Tivo that existed around the year 2000, give or take a year, was better than any DVR that has ever been made since, that exists currently. Like,
and I remember it having like the most perfectly designed remote too.
Oh yes,
like the remote was like
so
exactly right. Somebody brilliant designed that thing.
This was well before Pandora existed. And before, so you could. With Tivo, you could thumbs up and thumbs down something. There was no like rated or anything. It was like thumbs up or thumbs down. And if you thumbs up something, it would not only begin to record that show for you, it would like search all the different places, the channels and everything that show could appear on, and it would record it. You didn't tell it to do it; it would just do it. It would also record things that were like it.
Right.
And then if you ever
things that other people thumbs upped.
Yes.
And then the things they also thumbs upped.
And if you ever
like,
thumbs
hey,
down something like that, then it adjusted the algorithm.
Yeah.
And of course, this is very similar to what Netflix had done. And Netflix, at the same time, that was the second thing that was amazing. This Netflix, it was just DVDs. That's it. You would go online, and you'd pick from this library of DVDs. It was like going to Blockbuster or something, but you'd go online and do it, and then it would get mailed to you.
Yeah.
It would get mailed to you, and then you would just mail it back.
Yeah.
It was amazing.
And you set up your queue.
And you could have like so many out at a time. You paid basically on like how many you could have at one time.
Right.
And sometimes they didn't have what you wanted, and so you had to put it on the wait list for something. Do you remember that?
I do.
Like, you're like, oh, I want this. Oh, but I have to wait. That was brilliant. It was so good. And my God, like, how many times did you, like, I can't tell you how many documentaries I had stuck in my list of things I want to watch. And then I get pushing down the list, like, because they would automatically send you the next thing, right?
Right.
And like, so, God forbid the documentary you added to the list like 6 years ago, that gets sent. Every once in a while that would happen. You get it and you open it up in the mail and you get it. You're like, oh,
that's not Batman Begins.
It's like, oh, I forgot to move this. No.
I guess I'm learning about the panda.
And it was so good. But the best part was the algorithm was great.
Yeah.
I mean, so good. It was so good. It was so on the money in terms of nailing the things that I wanted to watch. Michelle was screwed. But man, it knew what I liked. It was so good. And then everything started to get destroyed. Everything began to get destroyed. And to this day, like, Netflix has no clue. I don't know what they did with my profile. I have no idea where that data is. But they certainly are not making decisions about what they show me when I turn it on. You're not using that to make decisions. Like, it's so bad. It's so bad.
It's like, oh, because you watched Lion King, you may also like Alien 3. You know, it's like,
what? How are they not showing me like Love Boat related? It's like, how am I not?
Yeah.
It should be when I turn Netflix on, the only thing it should put up should basically be like either boxing movies, like thriller style horror kind of things, like M. Night Shyamalan, whatever his name is, like that kind of stuff. any sitcom from the 70s or the 80s, right? Like, how is that not the stuff that
like it's not like you're trying to hide the fact that you like these things,
right?
So they should be cued in on it.
I don't understand.
Yeah,
I don't understand. People are so worried about privacy. Like, yes, there's some things that should remain sacrosanct, but
absolutely.
My movie preferences.
Yeah, what movies I like.
Have at it, because if you can do a good job of like
exactly. If you can take this crazy information about me and show me something that I've never seen before and that I absolutely love, please mine the hell out of my information. Because honestly, what's the risk? I mean,
do you remember how Google used to have the I'm feeling lucky thing?
Yeah.
Do they still do that?
I don't know. That's a good question. I think they do, but
what did they?
I don't know what it's even.
Yeah, like, can you imagine though if there was a setting? I have an Apple TV, for example. So can you imagine if there was a setting where I could say, Apple, look, here's the deal. You are like, yes, I've already given you permission to basically know everything that I watch on this television, right? Because even if I'm watching Netflix or Hulu or Disney Plus or YouTube TV, it's all on this Apple device. Okay, here's the deal. Just when I turn the television on, put something on. Just put something on, and then ask me one question. Thumbs up, thumbs down. Like,
there you go.
Did we do a good job or not? That's all.
How's this? Yes, no.
I will give you so much money forever. Like, just do that thing, so I don't have to think about it. I don't want to think about it. Just I'm turning the television on. That's because I'm done thinking.
See, they've got that whole TV app thing. That's what that should be. You should turn on the TV with that TV app, but it's a TV station you've kind of created. You're like, all right, you put in like the shows that you like, and then it shuffles them all up and kind of creates a lineup for you. I mean, this could all easily be done automatically. And you might have a Friends going into a Frasier, and then here's some Star Trek The Next Generation that comes on after that, and sort of like almost this TV simulator done with this thing.
Why can't I send you something? Like, why can't I'm watching something like...
That's true too, yeah.
Like, I just want to send this to... Can't I, like, hey, Siri, like, send this to Marcus? Like, why can't I do that?
Yeah. That's a really good question. I don't know why. Because you can do pretty much everything else. But not that. That would be good too. Like, hey, check out the show I'm watching.
I don't know why I just thought of... Okay. I don't know. Do you have anything else on this you want? Because I'm about to take you down.
Man, none of this. This is all... Okay. I have no idea where the show is going. I didn't know when we started.
We started already?
Oh, yeah. Should I start recording?
I guess we should. Oops. Okay. So I like when you said that for like a split second, I got that weird like, oh my God, I forgot to wear clothes to school feeling. Like,
I love that feeling.
Did I? Oh, I don't like it. And I looked to see like, holy crap, did I actually hit record?
Uh-oh.
That would be fun. I did. It's all good.
Okay, good.
Okay, hold on. Let me. The adrenaline has to clear out of my kidneys. Okay.
You recording that? Well, there goes the clean tag.
No, not that. Not that. You ever? Anyway, adrenaline like has.
Looper Patrick's coming back.
Between that and Black Aggie,
we're racking up an interesting number of characters on this show because we got Jar Jar Binks,
Isaac, Black Aggie, Marcus Aurelius.
The usuals.
King Trident. Yeah, this would be a nightmare. Okay, so I thought about this because like I'm thinking about like ads. Like ads, I want the same ability. I want to be able to like thumbs up, thumbs down.
Yeah.
When I'm seeing advertisements on television, like there's some ads I actually like to watch.
Yeah. Those Mark Hamill, Patrick Stewart ones are fantastic. I hope there's a trillion of those.
I've only seen one.
There's another one out there where they're playing air hockey.
Oh, it's so good. I've been known to Shazam or whatever you use for. What do you use, SoundHound or Shazam?
I think I'm a SoundHound guy. Yeah.
I use both because sometimes one does better than the other. Anyway, so also I can't make a decision. So I will like SoundHound or Shazam songs from advertisements. So and the best songs are like from anyway.
Yeah.
So I want to be able to do that too. I want to be able to see more ads like the ones I like, and that's good feedback for the advertisers because they're like, oh, this guy with this, these people like this particular type. Let's give them more of those.
Yeah,
I'm fine with that because I don't like their ads.
Yeah, I mean, they're going to happen, and it's sort of like this sort of pushback against targeted ads is, I mean, I get the frustration with ads. Don't get me wrong. But I would much rather them be relevant to me than I'm seeing ads for like the catheter cowboy or whatever. And I'm just like, not so much on this.
What? What?
There's a guy that does catheter commercials and he's a cowboy and I think it's John Oliver that has hired him to do like political ads on Fox News and stuff.
Yeah, I've seen it now. That's funny.
But yeah, see, I don't need catheters. They've calmed down on that.
Are you sure?
Because I guess I watch CNN at like the exact wrong time because I see so much stuff that's clearly geared towards someone, say, 25 years older than I am, and there's a lot of copper, in clothing that they're trying to hawk off here, and they used to do the catheters. I remember that. No, it wasn't the cowboy. That would have been entertaining. This is just a very clinical sort of VO guy, and he went through like you remember Bubba from Forrest Gump when he was rattling off all the different kind of shrimps. Yeah. It's like that, just with the different kind of catheters. And I'm like, look, I don't need this. I don't need any of those. I don't even know what the difference is. I figure they do the one thing. Why are there so many ways of doing that thing?
There should be one kind of catheter, and it's like slippery and supple. Like that's it. Like just
slippery and supple. That was my nickname in college.
I don't want any fancy, like I don't want the butterfly or
I don't need Bluetooth on this thing.
No.
Just
ribbed.
I don't even want to see it. I can pay somebody to put it in if I need it. I don't want to see it. I don't want to hear about it. I don't want to know. Terrible. And I sure don't need an ad for it. And here's the other thing. Who's looking at the ad and going, you know what? It's about time I tried to get a catheter.
I just am so surprised with this variety of choices. It's good to know. It's got like, I 25 years from now.
You're supposed to have a preference or something. You have to be ready for these things. All right, what kind of catheter do you take?
Is it like choosing
size 4?
Choosing the taste like fluoride treatment at the dentist? Like,
you want your catheter orange or mint?
Bubble.
Well, mint's going to feel weird. So let's this is the cooling effect. I'm not a fan.
Arctic chill or butterfly garden.
How
about knock me out? Yeah, that one just knock me out.
You got one that's Demerol. I'll take that one.
Oh my God.
I shudder to think what the donut's going to look like on the cover art for this.
So, the ad that I thought of, I saw during a Super Bowl. I don't think it was this past year. I think it was the year before. It's the company that makes. They make like those plastic, like those hard plastic liners. Like they make floor mats and truck liners. I think it started as truck line. What is it? What that's called though?
Like not for the outside, but the like the floorboard.
Yeah.
Those things. Yeah.
A WeatherTech.
Yeah, WeatherTech. Yeah,
WeatherTech.
Now that you say it, I can hear
in fact,
it. Yeah.
Sometimes I look at their stuff and I'm like, I wish I had a vehicle I could use that in.
Mm-hmm.
Like I would love to have a bed liner. I don't know why. I don't have a pickup truck, but
I always want to get a pickup
truck. It would be lovely. Like, why can't I bed liner my trunk?
I want to bed liner my whole car. And like how freaking durable would that be? You wouldn't have to worry about like what? Not the seats, no. The outside of the car. The inside, that would suck. I can't see through the windshield. What the heck?
Why would you out to the
Why
outside?
did I get this done? I thought it was.
Now you sound like that. I can't remember the comedian who used to say that they should make airplanes out of the same material that they make the black box.
Oh, the black box, yeah. But no, seriously. But see, you can actually do that with this. But yeah, I mean, like you wouldn't have to worry about dings and chips and the paint, and it's already a kind of a cool black color. So I mean, there you go.
That's a good point. Probably wouldn't be very aerodynamic.
But no, it would have a certain texture to it, but. But yeah, I mean, you wouldn't want to put it on like a sports car. But I mean, if you had a truck or something that you weren't really worried about going, I mean, trucks are about as aerodynamic as a brick anyway. And so, you know, if you wanted to have a nice, durable car, there's got to be, somebody has done that. I have to assume.
Or like the stuff, remember you could dip your tools into that like rubber stuff? Remember that?
Well, they got a Flex Seal. Have you seen these ads?
Yeah, that's the thing. The guy like
dude,
flex
that
seals
stuff
the boat.
is
Like,
crazy.
He puts like a hole in the boat and then he like flex seals.
Well, he cuts it right down the middle.
Oh,
and
that's
then,
it.
Yeah, but then there's the other one where he makes a fan boat out of screen, and he like paints the screen with the stuff, and then he's fan boating around in this screen boat. And I'm like, dude, I'm from Florida now. I haven't been from Florida for very long, but even I know that you don't want to be in a screen fan boat in no Florida Everglades with the things that are running around out there. But hey, that's confidence in your product, I guess.
But the WeatherTech thing that really the thing that got me that I purchased was a phone holder made by WeatherTech.
Oh, okay.
Because I was finding myself going to California and renting a car, and you never knew, it's a crapshoot. I mean, it's not supposed to be, right? Because, say, like this car. And then when you get to the airport, you can even, like, select your vehicle from the app and stuff. It works, like, 50% of the time.
Right,
and even then, you're not, unless you're getting exactly the same vehicle, the type that you had before, like, same make and model, it's still a crapshoot in terms of the technology.
Right, so is,
and most importantly, like, where am I going to set my phone? Like, number one, is the phone going to interface with the stereo system for navigation purposes and for music and for phone calls? And number two, where am I going to set the phone? And if it doesn't interface with it, I need to be able to set it in a place that I can see the phone so I can use Waze.
Right.
And navigate, right? Okay. Well, I got burnt too many times, so I decided, the cool thing about this phone holder was that it's like nested. It's like plastic, like as you would expect from WeatherTech, and it's nested in these like inserts that fit. They like are made of different sizes to fit into cup holders of various sizes.
So like you pull off a couple of cups, and it scales down a little bit, and you can put it in a smaller one. Yeah,
exactly.
Cool.
Right. So it was cool. So then I could just take it with me, and then whatever car I had, I knew it would fit in the cup holder. Okay. And it's great. Works great. What doesn't work is what they call it.
I'm trying to imagine. But.
I mean, like, they had enough money to advertise during the Super Bowl.
And yet they put probably $1.50 towards coming up with a name.
They call it the cup phone.
The cup phone. That is awful.
I'm not buying a phone. It's not a phone at all.
It is neither a cup nor a phone.
Like, phone cup, maybe.
Dude, put the phone in the cup holder. But it's like, okay, yeah, because if it's in the cup holder, that makes it weirdly, if you want to take a real backwards look at definitions of words, since it's a cup holder and it's holding this thing must be a cup. But I don't know that that's logically sound.
It doesn't go to cup phone. Like, that doesn't make any sense.
Cup phone.
Right? Like, I just don't understand, like, how desperate do you have to be? Like, how worn down with decision fatigue must you be when you're sitting around the table after you've spent
cup phone.
So much time, right? And then they're like, guys, we have this one product, and I can see them at this. Like, they don't do this. They make bed liners and they make floor mats and they make all this stuff, right? And
somebody's like cousin came up with this,
right? Some new guy or intern or whatever said, "Look, guys, like, I got this idea. Like, it's this thing. You just hold your phone, you just stick it in there. It'll cost us this much, and we could sell it for $1 bazillion, right? Like." Sell like hotcakes. And they were probably like, whatever, dude. Like, go ahead. Fine. And then at the last minute, they said, we gotta name this thing. What do you want to call it? Like, we put the overlays on the ads now. Like, they're in post-production. We got to do, I don't know, cup phone. Okay, go.
Bob the intern comes in here and goes, oh, you guys doing that, what is that, cup phone thing? Hey, there you go. How about that?
Like, and then it skipped. It just bypassed all quality control because no one who actually cared about quality control was interested in that product. They're like, whatever.
Or it was like too close to the deadline, right?
And who cares? And it's just like so awful.
They're looking for something in 5 minutes. What do you got? A cup phone.
But I'm willing to bet, and I have no inside information. I'm willing to bet that they've sold more cup phones than anything else, I bet.
Probably so. It is one of those things. Like, I knew what you were talking about when you said it because I've seen the ad. I didn't even realize it was done by WeatherTech. Yeah. I just knew I'd seen the ad for it, and it's sticks in your head, and I bet you anything it has sold quite a bit.
Oh my God, yeah, right.
Of cup phones.
Phones. I think I bought it from the Super Bowl ad. Like, I think I was watching the Super Bowl. I saw a cup phone. Like, oh my God, and I bought it.
Yeah.
And I have no idea how I got there. I think I was thinking of ads, thinking of thumbsing up and thumbsing down, and that would be an ad I'd thumbs up.
Yeah, clearly, because you bought the thing. Yeah, that's the thing that would be kind of interesting too, is that if it was somehow related to, because here's my favorite part about these targeted ads, is that I will buy something on Amazon and then suddenly I'm seeing ads for the thing I've already purchased everywhere. And it's like, this is exactly the wrong time to be telling me I need to buy one of these things. Right.
Like, right. It's not useful, something that remind me I need to buy milk.
Right. Right. And it's anything that's the other thing that's kind of funny about Amazon is the things that it puts in your buy it again list. It's like some of it makes sense, okay, hairspray. Yeah. But like a lens for my camera. Here, buy another one. What? Why? I already bought one.
Or my favorite is now the Alexa devices will they'll have an alert, like a bing, there's like an alert or a notification coming on. I've had a notification go off at like 6 a.m. and I'll ask, like, what's the notification? Is it a tornado?
Yeah.
A meteorite? Like, what is happening? It wants me to rate a product.
Yes.
And the worst is that, like, the one time it was the toner cartridge. And so the toner cartridge, and the name of the toner cartridge, I kid you not, it was like 16 words long.
Oh, God, those are so awful.
And I'm listening, I'm like, please just stop.
She's got to spell it out to the bitter end.
I'm like,
Damn
just
it.
please stop and never do this again. And she doesn't listen. She doesn't know. Like, she said she does. She'll say, okay, I will, I won't ask you to rate your purchases anymore, right? She lies.
Yeah, or then she gets like massive head trauma and doesn't remember that she said that, and here we go again.
Right.
Yeah, I got to the point where I had to just put on, like, I had to set the do not disturb on my
But
Echo.
then you don't get the notifications that like something bad is going to happen.
Well, I mean, it's typically when I'm going to be like asleep or something.
But then
so
you have to
I
turn it
probably
on every
wasn't
time.
going to
Like,
get that either.
turn off notifications now, or
No, you can set it as on a schedule.
but that's when I want like during the day. Chances are I know the tornado is coming at 3 a.m.
Yeah.
I'm not going to know. That's when I want
I
the
don't know that-
notification.
Like, she'll.
She will do weather notifications.
I'm trying not to set mine off over here. That my tube lady is, she's not terribly verbose when the notifications come on anyway. That she kind of goes, bing.
But
and
dude,
I don't
it's
know
me. It's me. You might as well have a trumpet coming on. Like
That's
like,
true, yeah.
Like, not only is it a ping and a bing, but like you get the little yellow light thing.
The yellow light is the
It's
one
like,
that
whoa, party
that's
time.
what wakes me up.
Here we go. Oh, party time. Notification.
Tornado coming. Woohoo!
No, the best is like when we had the hurricane or the tropical storm warnings several weeks ago or whenever that was. And they were updating, like the weather service was updating.
Oh God, yeah.
Every 10 minutes. And I'm like, oh, for love of Jesus. Like every 30 minutes, I'm getting this notification. I'm like,
And you have to ask her about it, and she has to tell you the whole thing, otherwise it doesn't clear out of there. And that friggin' yellow ring is like bang, bang. And like, this is all. I'm a guy that doesn't like little red numbers on my icons on my phone. I sure as hell don't like this blinking yellow ring on my virtual assistant over here.
do you have your little your things turned off, like for your notifications, your little circles?
No,
with the numbers in?
I mean, some of them I do. I mean, yeah. I really, there's some apps that just do not need to push notify me. Yeah, they don't. I don't need to hear from my my Sonos app or whatever that, hey, I don't know, just hey, it just kind of bugs me about something. Nah, we're going to turn that one off.
Whenever you turn on like there's some things you download, like a game, for example, and it wants to know whether you should, like, you want to turn on notifications, and you're thinking like, why? Like, what?
What are you going to notify me of?
Could you possibly have? Right? Like, how? Why? Yeah, stuff like that.
Yeah.
I just.
But yeah, like, mail and all that stuff. I mean, I gotta clear that stuff out.
I can't do that.
And the thing that bothers me is, like, I've got the my financial institution has their app, and they will, like, I don't understand. Like, they send me, they're like, hey, try paperless billing. And I was like, I've told you to do paperless billing like 1,000,000 times, and you're still sending me crap in the mail. And not only are you sending me crap in the mail, but you're sending me like virtual versions of that. Not only can I open the app and just see the status of everything, but there's also like a PDF of my statement in the inbox of my app. And that sets off the little red numbers. And I've got to go into, like, there's like 5 clicks between me and clearing that out. And I have to do each one individually. Like, I have a savings account, I have a checking account. I got the home payment goes through that. My auto loan goes through that. And every one of these things sends me a statement every month that I have to go in there and clear out, unless I'm going to be a monster and just endure the friggin' red number on my icon.
Yep.
But I'm not the dog in the burning house. I got to get that off of there. But it's such a pain in the butt. And I get it in the mail, and I can just open the app and say, hey, look, there's my statement right there. This is all the stuff that's going on in my checking account. Fantastic. Right there. No problems. But I also have a copy of that. Like, we had a guy when I was working at the community college. We had a guy that would, when he wanted to forward you an email, he would print the email and then scan it.
What?
And then send that to you.
Wait. What?
Right. Exactly. Because this dude is like, advanced in age. And for whatever reason, that's the way. Instead of hitting the button that says forward, he would, hand to God, he would print it out and then scan it. These are all actually much more complicated.
Maybe?
No, that's what I thought. I was like, I'm looking for.
He's like,
where did he draw on it? Apparently he didn't. That's just how he does it. And it's like and the thing is though, is scanning it into an image and then attaching that image to an email and sending that to somebody. That's a much more complicated and arguably, a job or task or whatever that requires a bit more technical knowledge, but. Mm-hmm. Still, and he was also the one that kind of considered himself to be brilliant because he would do all of his word processing in Excel.
What?
Yeah.
Did he make lots of lists?
No, he would compose like letters.
In what? Like a single
Excel.
cell? But in a cell, like a single cell with like word wrap turned on or something?
I don't remember. I didn't look over his shoulder to see how he was using Excel.
Like if you had like one cell, I feel like we have to try this now. Like I can imagine you could actually format the perfect, like it would be structurally perfect. Like here's your date cell, and you could program that to automatically put the date in there, right? And then you would have your little
all of these
salutation.
Things you can do in Word.
Yeah, but you have your salutation cells, right? Yeah. And then you'd have your paragraph cell, and that would be like a big cell that you would you could either merge cells for that. Oh, this is exciting. Or you just like make one big one. It's wide column, and then you'd have to have word wrap turned on. But if you did it just the right size, you'd know that you would never exceed like one page. You could have each paragraph, right? And then like, okay, I can't go beyond this because that will go longer than one page. And as our government budgeting professor taught us, never do anything longer than one page in a memo.
Oh yeah, I've often heard that. 5 sentences max.
Thought he may have been on something.
He was on something, I think. He was on like old person hallucinogens.
Oh man, I still don't understand. Like people who scan stuff, the best is when people scan stuff and they send it and it's sideways.
Sideways, yeah.
And you're like, do you hate me?
You saw that.
Yeah, of course they saw that.
You know that's sideways.
That's just either laziness or vengeance. Like
yeah, exactly.
They're either being malicious,
like purposefully goofing with you.
Like you knew enough to know how to scan it, but you didn't know how to like turn it.
Rotate 90 degrees. No problem.
It's right there.
That is so common. There's a button specifically for rotating at 90 degrees.
Like, yeah.
And the thing that always gets me is, and I always feel like it's such a doofus when I do it because I'll do it every time, is I'll turn my phone, like if I'm looking at it on my phone, I'll turn my phone sideways, but then my phone
that'll fix everything.
auto corrects and makes it back to sideways again.
I know what I'll do.
Phone's like, nope, you need to look at it wrong.
And then instead of actually just going in and solving the problem and rotating it, what you do is you're like, okay, wait, I think I can do this. I can you're working with the phone. You're like, okay, phone. Okay, here we go. Like, here's what we're going to do. I'm going to turn you this way. I'm going to turn my head this way. And you find that perfect sweet spot where you're like,
if I get less than 45
it's not spinning
degrees.
around, and then it goes too far. You're like, no,
damn it. And then it takes a while. You put it back, and then it's like upside down for a second. And you're like, wait a minute. Damn it. This is getting worse. So maybe if I lay it on the table, and it doesn't know which way's up.
Oh, man, that's good stuff.
Outsmarting your phone here.
I think that I may be that person that people complain about too.
Uh-oh. What do you do?
Well, it just occurred to me, like sometimes, well, this person that works with me, she'll send me documents that I have to sign, and she'll label them. She'll label them like needs signature, like needs sig, SIG, like needs sig. And then I'll sign. Often, what I'll do it, I just have it on my phone, and I can sign it on my phone using the little like free the Adobe thing. Anyway, long story short, I'll sign it on my phone, and then I'll send it back. And I realize that without renaming the file, she probably has to rename the file because needs sig isn't really appropriate anymore. Now it just needs to be signed. And now I kind of feel bad. Like that for years now. For years, I've been sending these documents back.
I would be interested. You should hire me as like a
Should I
consultant
ask her,
or something, and I would interview people as like, all right, what does he do? He just drives you up the wall. And then kind of interview, like, I'm not going to tell him.
Dude, they'd be like, how much time do you have? Like, how much time?
And then we could turn it into some kind of weird game show. It's like, now.
I mean, can you imagine?
Let's talk teleconference.
I've just got to drive
you
my...
wear.
You get... I am painfully aware that I've reached a point in my career where even people who work for me or with me, like even when they sometimes will bust my balls over things, like I still don't get the the unadulterated truth. Sometimes, like
people holding back a little bit.
Yeah. And you'll catch yourself speaking, and like me, I'll catch myself talking about something and thinking to myself, "Wow, they're not even with me. They're like 6 blocks back. They stopped listening like 12 minutes ago." And
they're just there trying to make you feel better.
Now they're just being polite. Well, they're just like, because they can't leave. I just realized, like, oh, that's right, they can't leave.
Right.
And that's a problem. So you have to learn like how to read. Like you think you know how to read a room in a meeting or something, and then you have to adjust to that over time because you realize that they actually won't just get up and say, "Okay, I got to go do this thing."
Right. Yeah. You got to notice that they're fidgeting a little more or something like that.
Checking
like,
their watch.
Know what? I got some stuff to do. How about you go? Yeah.
Well, like it's more
visibly and loudly
it's more
sighing.
that they have other things to do. Like they have other meetings to get to too.
Right.
It's just you have to be aware of those things. And I think now I feel like I owe an apology to somebody for not renaming file names. Although she would probably, knowing her, she would probably say, "No, I'd rather you not do that because I have my way. I have my system."
Yeah, she's already adjusted to you.
I got my
You start doing something new now.
Like,
oh, great. Now what's he doing?
Like, please do not do that. Oh, my God. I'm already about to make their lives miserable because the person who used to help me with scheduling stuff in my work life, she became a mom like today, or she's in late, like.
Congratulations to her then.
Yeah, thanks. I actually don't know if she's out of labor yet, so maybe it sucks to be her right now.
Maybe by the time this comes out, she will.
Hopefully, yes. Although, you're pretty
who
fast.
knows? You hear those horror stories from back in the Depression or whatever.
3 days. So I resurrected something that I had tried like 4 years ago. The I think it's called it's like the artificial intelligence scheduling thing, and the assistant, the digital assistant, like the artificial intelligence assistant's name is Amy. And I said to this person who has the system and sends me the things that I have to sign, like I said to her in this meeting today, because she announced like, oh, so and so is out because she's now in labor, blah blah blah. Like, oh, I'm gonna bring Amy back. And no one else in our virtual room knew what I was talking about except her. She's like, no. Don't bring that. I'm not going to use the word.
Here is my resignation.
Don't bring her back. And I brought her back, baby. She's back.
So it's an AI virtual assistant named Amy.
So good. It's so good. It's called like X.AI or something like that, or X. Let's see if I can pull this up. X.AI, and yeah, it's called X.AI. Literally, if you just X.AI, you'll get it. And instant meeting scheduling, and there's a free version, but you can link it with your calendars, your various calendars and emails and stuff, and then you can basically what you do is you copy Amy on these messages. On the emails, or you can just send her a message. Like I could send her a message right now saying, schedule a Zoom meeting with Marcus tomorrow. Okay. And she will find if I have an availability based on like the calendar setup that I have, like if I have a meeting available, like it's better to be as specific as you can, like set it like a 30-minute meeting up with Mark, blah, blah, blah. Anyway. And then she'll just do it. Unless she needs additional information, she'll email you. If I have you in my like contact list for her, she'll email you, she'll set it up, and you'll think you're getting this email from Amy. Like Amy, my assistant. I'm going to do it, actually. You know what? Screw you. You're getting an email from Amy now.
Great.
And you're going to like it. And you better be nice to her.
Amy. Well, otherwise, the AI will,
I think there's an Andrew. I think there's an
and
Andrew too, but
Amy and Andrew.
Yeah, I don't know how I feel about Andrew.
Amos and Andy. But I remember Microsoft Bob. You remember that?
Oh God, that was terrible.
I think that's what they were trying to do with it, but
and Clippy.
I don't think it worked. Clippy. Oh yeah, I remember Clippy very much.
Hello. You're like, no. Get back in the box. Go die, Clippy.
Looks like I'm trying to get you the hell out of here.
It's like, no, Clippy. And it's crazy. Like he just went away one day. Like he never came back.
Yeah, it's like you know what? Everybody hates this. Let's just kind of fade him out.
Yeah,
we won't even talk about him.
Just like one day, there was no Clippy. Like you're like, where did Clippy go? I don't know. Like, you know what? You know who we haven't seen in a while? Clippy.
Where did what go? Microsoft was like, I don't know what you're talking about. What? Clippy? That sounds like some Apple crap.
Yeah, we don't.